Gobble, gobble, motherfuckers. We are back. League of Kyle's Rivals Not Stupid podcast. I'm your host, a Thanksgivingless Dennis Malice, and I am with, as always, it's my right, stage left. Who knows? I'm not an actor. It's going to be Al, a.k.a. The Machine, Mr. Consistency. Al, what's up? How are you, pal?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm all right, pal. I'm all right. The back's hurting a little bit, but, manual labor, etc. And then, of course, below me, maybe above me, I don't know how this always works out, but my homie, Mr. Chris Kringle himself, Bruce Valanche, a.k.a. Mike Kane. How are you, Mike? Oh, Moscow and this bitch.
Yeah.
Got a little good. Kentucky here.
Oh, I'm good. Off for 4 days now, so that's exciting. It's about it.
Yeah, me too. Lovely. Yeah, I'm working tomorrow, so that's really not that great. But you know what? Week 11. Gonna recap Week 11, look into Week 12, the hockey sticks. Maybe you had a good game, maybe you didn't. But hey, before we do that, we're gonna replace the rapid fire section.
Week 12, the hockey sticks.
No, I said Week 11, the hockey stick.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying Week 12 hockey stick.
Yeah, it's a weird hockey stick. It's more of like a sickle, whatever. But I did something real quick. I wrote this together. I don't necessarily think that this is anything crazy. I just want to start off the show with something a little different. I did a retrospective redraft, and then I did a draft grade of the grades, the draft we did. So I'm going to get through it. We'll save the comments to the end.
When you say redraft, you mean a first round rookie redraft?
Yes. I did it with trades and without trades just because it was kind of tough to try to do faux trades because I don't necessarily want to go too much into it.
You didn't do it as if I traded up to the number one pick?
Yeah, well, I tried. I couldn't think of a scenario where it would work, but I tried. So here we go. And this is with the trades as we did draft. I forgot what month it was, but it was over the summer. April.
Yeah, April, May-ish, whatever.
It was a couple days after the NFL draft. Yes. I guess it could have been May by that point.
It was warm. Sure. I remember it was warm.
Yeah, end of April, beginning of May, somewhere right around.
I mean, it was like 70 degrees this month at some point, so we're really...
All right, so here we go. All right, so Kyle at the number one slot took Joe Burrow, but in this one, I have him taking Justin Herbert. At 2, I have Kyle also taking CeeDee Lamb. He said that that's what he wanted to do from the get-go. I think you just inverse this, you flip it, it's a little bit better for him. I do have Skylar taking Joe Burrow at 3. At 4, I have myself taking Tua. Alex, I have taking Justin Jefferson at 5. Phil, I have taking Dobbins. And Phil at 7, I have taking Robinson, a guy who went undrafted, no one really knew who he was at the time. At 8, I have Nick taking Chase Claypool. At 9, Bruce taking Jonathan Taylor. Al at 10 taking Swift. Myself at 11 taking Judy. And Bruce taking 12 with Higgins. Now, pretty much before we talk about it, just real quick, I did it without the trades. And I pretty much everything is the same. Minus Dog took Burrow instead of Skylar because I think that makes sense. And then the only weird picks, everybody pretty much picked the same except for I have Skylar at 11 taking Antonio Gibson and then Bruce taking Jerry Jeudy at 12 just because I feel like Skylar could have used a running back in Antonio Gibson. And now the scenario with that is just knowing what we know now. If we could go back and say, you know what, hey, this is what we need. I'll ask you guys. I don't know. I didn't want to text everybody, see how the things would fall. I have Bruce taking Taylor and then Higgins, and I have Al taking Swift. I'll go to you, Bruce. Do you like that? Do you think you would do anything differently in that situation or no?
I think someone, as even with knowing what my running back situation was pretty strong by the draft, but I think someone like Jonathan Taylor at 9. I mean, it's tough because if you say knowing what we know now, I don't know.
My logic is that your running back room is getting a bit older. It's been a little inconsistent going forward. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Zeke hasn't been as reliable. Like I said, this is with knowledge of today. This is
right. I mean, if it plays out like that, I'm more
now
pissed,
Al
obviously.
with you. I thought about throwing around Judy Higgins, but I think the running back might be better for you now. Just saying, because you do have such a good wide receiver room. Do you agree with that, or would you have taken Judy or Higgins just for best player?
No, I was still taking the running back there, and best player available. The running back you gave me is my best player available at that spot.
Right.
Knowing what I know. Well, back then, I don't know what it was. I don't remember now. But knowing what I know now, Swift is my running back 1.
Right. So
yeah, like I said, I probably wouldn't pass on Swift at 9 if he's there. To be honest,
I wouldn't
over
have
Taylor.
Passed a Swift.
But also but if given the choice, I probably would have went wide receiver. So I guess someone like a T Higgins or Jerry Jeudy at 9, I probably would have went over a running back.
Right. Right, and that's with the trades because I don't necessarily think that I trade up there if that person if I only trade up because Jefferson was there, but like I said, I think that's pretty interesting. A little something there. And then real quick, draft grades for everybody. I don't know if
how it went in real life.
Yes, for every 32 NFL teams.
Man, strap in.
Before we do this, I want to do MVP of each round. So the first round MVP I gave to Bruce with the best pick for Justin Herbert, getting him at was it 9? I think it was 9.
Sir.
Yeah, 9. 2 Thom with T Higgins. I thought was a really good pick. 3 was Phil. Chase Claypool wasn't even close. And then the fourth round, I gave it to Lucho.
I'd argue that it's very close. Because I think I'd rather have Antonio Gibson over. Claypool.
I would rather have Chase Claypool just because he's breaking rookie records. So
I really don't care because he's a deep threat wide receiver, and there's a million wide receivers. Running backs are so much harder to find. I'd rather have a running back who's getting better every week. And
I would tend to agree.
All right, so then I'll change it.
That's mine. You don't change your opinion.
I don't really care, to be honest. Anyway, so then fourth round, I put not struggled, but I kind of just said Lucho with Gabe Davis. I think
that was the far and away the best pick of the fourth round. Honestly, I can't think of anyone else that's even relevant.
All right, so I'm gonna try to not take too long with this, but so I have Kyle with an A-. The Burrow and Lamb deal really worked out, and then for him to get Shenault, the only reason I didn't give him an A is because he drafted PJ Walker. I thought that was a waste of time.
Before you, by the way, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I know I am. I don't know why you didn't make Emo Benjamin the MVP of the fourth round.
Anyway, moving on. Anthony, I have as the C+. Anthony should have never gotten rid of his first rounder. I also think I like Moss as a pick. I think getting Pirine in the fourth was pretty good, but drafting somebody like Jacob Eason doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Skylar, I gave a C+. I like him going and getting Tua, but having no other draft capital and then taking a tight end in the fourth round, not a huge fan of that. C+. Dog, I gave an A- to. Had a really good draft and got all the future draft capital too. It looks like Mims is a great player. Gibson's going to be a great player. Hamler's decent, and Emo Benjamin. It looks like he
got him Latavius Murray. Why not?
Pretty much. I gave myself a B++ because I wanted to. Couldn't give myself an A- only because that Jordan Love pick looks really bad right now.
But you can't even say it looks bad. You know he's sitting for at least 2 years.
Right, but I'm just saying, given how my team went from as a project to whatever. I liked it at the time, but anyway. Going up and getting Jefferson is the reason I think that I did that. And Taylor at the time, I thought it was an okay pick. Alex, I gave him a B-. CH is a good player, but then he drafted Lynn Bowden. So it's just, I like CH. I think that was a great pick. Phil, I gave an.
You missed that. Alex had no other draft picks besides CH. It was Nick that drafted Lynn Bowden.
Oh, right.
I know they get easily confused because all these people that have.
I can't stand that. It's getting annoying. But all right. So then I gave him a B- because I do like CEH. I think that was a good pick. Phil, I gave an A to. I think Phil had the best draft along. Getting Swift, Ayuk, Claypool. The only reason I didn't give him an A+ was because that Akers pick. Had he taken some,
it's getting better.
I still don't like that pick.
He's at least getting touches now.
Lucho, I gave a B to.
I guess.
Lucho, I gave a B to. Not having a first round pick, getting Gabe Davis and Pittman were two really good value picks. I do like those.
And Adam Troutman in the fourth is a guy that was a project player the whole time. We don't
in
know
the future,
yeah. So I'd still be interested. I'd still take Adam Troutman with a fourth. So
for Al, I gave a B+ too as well. Getting the value where he did. Dobbins was a great pick, and then getting Rager, trading up to get him, I thought was really good. Just not as much. I think those are your only 2 picks, right? You didn't have anybody else. Yeah, so that's the reason B+. Bruce, I gave a B, B2. Herbert was fantastic, but after that, it really fell off. That Ruggs pick, I just am not a fan of still. Obviously, at the time, it looked like a good pick, but you never know. They could turn around. This is just as of today. Nick, I gave a C- to. Jerry Jeudy fell into his lap, which was a good pick, but I mean, drafting fucking Cole Kmet, and I know he needed a quarterback, but like Jalen Hurts was just not that guy. I would have tried to trade up, but Nick makes moves. Anyway, and then Thom, I gave a B- to. Like I said, no first rounder there, but he got Higgins where he did, and he got Kelly, and then he got Cephas, which got him more stuff later on. But his first pick in the second round, Keyshawn Vaughn, doesn't look really good now. It might in the future, but
I don't even know about that.
Who knows? But anyway, that was just something quick I threw together. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. But we're going to now move on. We're going to get into the Week 11 wrap-ups. As per usual, had some good games, had some close games, had some not-so-close games. So we have, and I'm going to read the results off in order as we usually do. Then we're going to break them down. The Not Stupid Podcast. Game of, I actually have to pull it up. So Al, if you want to read the results off, because I have to do your guys' game, I gotta grab it. So
yeah, sure. I lost by 1.4 points because my team is a bunch of.
And I have to say, I did an inadvertent. The text. It wasn't congrats on your win. It was I'm out to dinner, checking my team for the first time in like 3 hours, going, "Oh, I'm losing." Julio Jones only got 5 points, and I still have to go up against Mahomes and CEH. Yeah, I don't think so. And then 2 hours later,
it sounds like a congrats on your win text to me.
For the first time, it was actually inadvertent.
But yeah, so Mike beat me. It lived up to the game of the week pick. Mike won 163.74 to my 162.3.
All right, so we'll go there first, and then we'll go afterwards there because I have it up now. Really close game. I was actually score watching because no offense, Bruce, wanted you to lose. You're a good guy.
I wanted you to lose.
Whoa! Hold on, bro. Come on,
Bruce. I also wanted you to lose. No offense, but
oh shit.
So biggest surprise and biggest disappointment, as we often do. Biggest surprise on Al's team. That's where I'm going to go first. I'm going to go Keenan Allen. I know he's a good player, but he didn't break a career high of like targets and yards, I believe.
Broke the franchise record, which was his own franchise record of most receptions in a game. So,
and I'm gonna go with disappointment. And I know you didn't expect a lot of him, but Tyler Higbee, just because he needed one more catch basically for the win.
Yeah,
right there. That's a tough one.
He something happened to him at the beginning of the fourth quarter because now they're.
I saw him run. He ran off the field like holding his arm or something.
Yep, and then he came back all taped up, and now they say he has an elbow injury. So it makes sense that
funny
he comes back in, but they don't target him for the rest of the game.
So biggest surprise on Bruce's team, I'm gonna go with maybe Zeke having like a bounce back game. I was thinking that too. I mean, Thielen had a good one, but we know he's the red zone guy.
Yeah.
Disappointment. I'm gonna say probably DJ Chark, just because he continues to disappoint.
But also
quarterback carousel there.
Yeah, DJ Chark himself isn't the disappointment. It's just
it was Pittsburgh. It was Pittsburgh too. I mean, I didn't expect much, but it was kind of like, well, I have to start him.
We'll see how Mike Glennon can do.
Oh boy. Okay. So, I mean, if you guys have any final thoughts there, I mean, that was a really close one. I didn't see how close it was until the next morning. I knew it was close to begin with.
The Julio hamstring is back at it again.
Yeah, sucks.
He probably has to go get massaged for 3 hours now.
I saw something today that Matt Ryan only averages 9 fantasy points when Julio Jones isn't in the lineup or something crazy.
I'll believe that.
Yeah,
which is weird because like Ridley's really good and they have other decent enough players that you'd think he'd be more efficient.
Yeah,
but
nobody was getting separation. Even Ridley wasn't really getting much separation yesterday.
It was weird because you know what you figured probably Julio would match up with Lattimore, so maybe like you would just get the ball. But 9 points against the Saints, I was actually really surprised.
All right, so like that had a big fantasy implications. in that one. I think you clinched, Bruce. We would have clinched regardless because Nick lost. But
can you possibly read my quote?
Where is it? Where is it? Which paragraph?
Kind of right in the middle. It's a line by itself.
I demand a recount. 456. Fuck my Cade coach. Alex Sape said, causing further embarrassment, et cetera, et cetera. But yes, I also demand a recount. So somebody stop that damn count. Anyway, all right, Al, we'll move on. We'll go to my game. I believe it's underneath. I don't know if your fantasy reports is the same. If it is, take it away.
Sure. So, Dennis, you won 170.46 over Kyle, who scored 131.98. Biggest surprise on, biggest surprise on Kyle's team has got to be the Tim Patrick catching the long pass at the end of the game that Drew Lock just heaves to run out the clock.
When they were up.
Yeah. Well, they did that because it was fourth down. They had to use up the time. So Drew Lock drops back, moves out of the pocket a little bit to chew up a couple extra seconds, and just heaves it downfield so the time will run out while the ball's in the air. And then everyone else gave up, and Tim Patrick just didn't and caught the ball. So that was pretty funny. But
I can laugh.
But just getting
about it now.
I know that was a big impact on his score, but even 19 points, that's just a good. Good week by him. Biggest disappointment on his team has got to be Kareem Hunt, just still not doing much anymore.
We made the argument that, when Chubb came back, Hunt was arguably more effective, but that seems
he was an elbow away from a touchdown too.
He was.
So.
Yeah.
I guess I'd also say really quickly too, Melvin Gordon might have been a surprise on Kyle's team. He was actually a fumble on the goal line. Also, he away from getting a third touchdown. So
good God.
On Dennis's team, biggest surprise on this team. I don't think
there isn't one.
There's not a surprise on here.
Tyreek and Kelsey combined, they did everything again, but it's never a surprise.
Yeah, it's not.
And if you need a disappointment, it's like part of me wants to see Nick Chubb, but I feel like Kyler Murray with only 20 is disappointing at this point.
I guess.
Yeah, I would say it's Brady because Brady keeps. Clearly not.
I think I'm gonna steal the pardon my take theory of Tom Brady's an old man and can't play at night anymore.
Brady. It was also the Rams who we just saw.
Anytime Brady might as well be like 80. Anytime he's got to play at night, just pack it in. All right. Afternoon game though, he'll kill it.
Yeah, I don't know that one. I was kind of sweating that one out at the end.
Stop.
You
were down 30 with Hill, Kelsey, and I think Brady left. You were
the only reason because you of all people are in a position to be like, oh yeah, you're fine, man. Okay.
Yeah, you were.
Not buying that. I'm not.
If you didn't get, you
were fine.
Listen, I knew I probably was, but it was more aggravating than it needed to be. I don't like the night games where I have to watch it, whatever.
Oh yeah,
you had those guys going against the Raiders defense.
Try watching
the entire defense was on the COVID list and didn't practice.
Yeah. Try watching your backup tight end who sucks score points on the Monday night game when you're down by 7.
All right, yeah, well, good win for myself there. And Bruce, if you want to go underneath there, we'll go to Thom Poo Duplex Mouse.
By the way, the picture on here, I had it cut off right above the name on my screen. I was like, I have no idea who this player is.
Oh, it's Tyreek Hill.
Oh no, on the next matchup.
Oh, okay,
yeah. So
I know what Tyreek Hill looks like.
I guess I'll move into the this absolutely was the Bins game of the week presented by Fournette. Anthony Lascalzo.
Look at these lineups.
JR the second junior.
Good pick 2 weeks in a row, by the way, because that one
you had Phil with 118.34 beating Anthony 98.46. Anthony with a big improvement over last week though. You're trying, kid. Last week in the 60s and the improvement to just under 100. Big time improvement.
It's just if Deshaun Watson has a good game or not, I guess.
Yes. I guess I'll start with Anthony. Hollywood Brown, another disappointment. Did he get hurt or just nothing?
Nope.
He sucks. He dropped. Had a couple drops.
Okay. So then keep bitching about those targets though. I guess the surprise for me continues to be Curtis Samuel. He's turning into obviously, but we know what Watson's capable of. But I think, Curtis Samuel's turning into something for him. And then did he just forget his lineup because like Sony Michel was in his lineup?
He doesn't have another.
Out.
He doesn't have another running back.
I also thought
right.
Sony Michel was supposed to play this week.
Zach Moss was on a bye. No, it didn't matter to him. He had no one else put in. Zach Moss was on a bye. Emo Benjamin is inactive
useless.
Again.
Right. Okay.
And
never
then,
mind.
I forget.
I must not have noticed he only had 2 running backs because I was like, well, he has like PJ Walker at least like playing, sitting on his bench and stuff. But I guess I didn't even catch that was.
So both of these teams have 2 players that got 0.
Yep. Because then, coming over to Phil's side, I mean, what? I'll just say this: the fact that you're lucky enough to have 2 goose eggs in your lineup and you can still win is pretty good.
Jesus. I didn't even notice that.
No, Alshon Jeffrey and Hayden Hurst with 0.
I mean, I'm not surprised with Alshon Jeffrey, but Hayden Hurst was a little surprising.
Hayden Hurst with the 0 is definitely the disappointment for me. Yeah.
Hayden Hurst also can't do anything when Julio's off the field. So
and Alshon Jeffrey in a monsoon. I'm not like shocked.
Alshon Jeffrey also can't do anything ever.
Yeah, and didn't someone ask Doug Peterson why is he on the team?
Yeah.
I'll
tell you why. I mean, I could pull it up right now. If you want to know why he's on the team, give me a couple
I'm
seconds.
assuming, Bruce, you're surprised is Damiere Byrd. I'm assuming.
I think so. Just because it's been like Jacoby Myers nonstop the past couple of weeks. I guess maybe you didn't expect a big game from Byrd.
Right.
You could. I mean, as disappointing as Hurst was, James Robinson only with 11, even against the Steelers, you could say is a little disappointing.
I mean, he had for the guys that didn't lay goose eggs were pretty decent, across the board, to be honest.
Again, listen, if you're going to have a week where you're going to have 2 guys with 0, might as well be the week you're playing Anthony.
That's a fact.
Alshon Jeffrey, by the way, is on the team because it's a $26.1 million dead cap hit if he got moved.
Yikes.
This year and next year, or just
that's this year. They would his cap hit already is $15.4 million this year. Next year his cap hit is $18.5 million, but his dead cap is still, they'll save money, but it's still high with $10.65.
Damn. All right. Well, that
restructured not too long ago.
That game definitely lived up to the Bins game of the week presented by Fournette and Anthony.
For sure.
JR Jr. the second.
For sure.
Escrow or whatever. So I'll go to the next one. We'll do this one. I'll do this. We got Anthony as a weenie beating Thom's sister Natalia at 120.08 to 86.36. Surprise for dog. I've got to go. Kind of tough. I might just say Derek Carr because Derek Carr kind of rebounding, and especially against a Chiefs team, he looked real good, man. He's looked real good this year in general. Real good. Disappointment, I'd probably say. I don't know. Maybe Christian Kirk for 9 in a game where they were pretty much throwing the entire time. Not really a huge disappointment there that jumps out at me because I don't expect anything from Logan Thomas, to be honest. Skylar's team, surprise.
Larry Fitzgerald outscoring Hopkins.
Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald. And then disappointment. I can go a lot of places.
It's Adrian Peterson because he was the only guy there.
Adrian Peterson, then. There it is. 1.8.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is like we said. I mean, Skylar even started the 2 quarterbacks, and I mean, you got what you expected, and then Tua got hurt, obviously, and then Alex Smith, like I said, you got what you expected.
/benched.
Yeah, even surprised too. Maybe James White too, having 14.3.
Well, I think Burkhead got hurt in that game, so that's just going to open up more work for White for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, this wasn't a great one. Good one from Dog. Not a terrible week for him. Not a great week either, but hey, you have to win. Moving on. Let's go, Al. We'll go to the next one. We'll do the one below that, which is Phil and Skylar sitting in a tree. KISSING versus the Nick Ing. Take it away, Al.
Sure. So Tom, the KISSING team, won 129.82 against Alex Hochberg, the Nick Ing, 112.18. Biggest surprise on Tom's team? I mean, again, it's kind of hard at this point. This is what you really expect from players. I guess I would say Chris Godwin's still putting up 18.3 with a kind of off game for the Buccaneers. I mean, he scored a touchdown. That's really why. Godwin also got hurt in the middle and came back. So, just the fact that he could still put up 18 points and what looked like he might not be able to in that game. Biggest disappointment on Tom's team, it's going to be, I'm just going to go with Matt Ryan with 5.28, just from a quarterback. That's a low score. I could pick out Jared Cook, obviously, but with Taysom Hill at quarterback, I don't know what anyone was really expecting from that.
Runs. A lot of runs.
On the other side, a lot of runs and a 50-something% target share to Michael Thomas.
Yep.
On the other side, Alex Hochberg, his biggest surprise, I'd go with
Nelson Aguilar.
I guess.
Again,
he's been doing it. He's been doing it almost every week. So I'm not going to even say Nelson Aguilar. I'm going to say, I don't know. He doesn't have a surprise either. I can't even pick this out anymore. Biggest disappointment though.
Kalen Ballage, maybe.
Maybe, but he's the guy there until Eckler's back, which Eckler just got reactivated off of IR. So we'll see if he has a chance to play this week. Biggest disappointment for Alex's side. I got to go with both quarterbacks. I'm not going to go with Baker Mayfield because of weather, but Matt Stafford. I'm not even going to pick Matt Stafford because he has the messed up thumb, and there was a long touchdown pass to Marvin Jones that got called back by some really bullshit penalty. So I'm going to go with Rob Gronkowski with 4.5 with what he's been doing lately. Besides that one really bad Brady game in primetime a couple weeks ago, Gronk has been scoring 18, 17, 14, 13. So they only got 4.5.
Yeah, at least getting a touchdown in that situation. If you have a game with him that doesn't have a touchdown, I feel like that is pretty much a disappointment because seems to be the money in the goal line type of guy.
Yep.
So, all right. So we'll go to the next one. I believe this is the last one, and indeed it is. So we'll go to Bruce here, and this is Shady Nasty, or however you say it. Beating Alex Hawkberger sucks, Bruce.
Lucho 158.6 to
week.
Nick's 113.14. I guess before I get to it, I'll just say it's no surprise because Nick, it just doesn't, he's if there's one team that probably should have been making trade deadline moves, it's Nick. But yeah, I guess he still can, but it might be a couple weeks too late because he's already dropped to 5 and 6. Granted,
when we get to the playoff odds, you'll see it's probably too late.
Yeah, but I guess to kind of get into it. Biggest surprise for Lucho. Robert Woods isn't that surprising because him and Kupp had monster games because I guess they decided Goff to throw the ball 52 times and just abandon the run. I think DJ Moore bouncing back a little bit under PJ Walker. I feel like this has been like his best fantasy game in a minute.
Yep.
Week 7 he had 27.3, but this is his second highest fantasy total all season.
Would you even argue to Dallas Goedert in that awful weather game having almost 20 points? Could be a bit of a surprise.
There's a bunch.
You could, but again,
also say Cam Newton throwing for 365 yards finally.
Right. Yeah. Goddard. Yeah, against the Browns, I'm surprised. One of those two. They're both good players. I guess disappointment. Miles Sanders again.
Yeah,
I just think what was his 16 touches, 66 yards? It's just one of those things where when you don't have a touchdown and the touches are there, it's just sometimes running backs you're dependent on that touchdown, or else it makes it look like a very weak score.
These Cam Newton stats are disgusting, by the way, on the season. I'm just seeing them now. He's on pace for how many games been played? 9 he's gone through.
He missed 2?
Yeah, he's gone through 9.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
So keep going. Go with Nick's team. Wow, I was looking this up.
Bruce?
Right?
Sorry. Yeah, no,
Bruce?
I'm good. I thought you were carrying on with Cam Newton.
No. Dennis said while I look this up.
Yeah, while he looks it up. Yeah, do next team.
All right. So for Nick, biggest surprise, I guess Cooper Kupp, 27.5. Kind of like just dueling wide receivers, him and Woods. I feel like that's the first Rams week where both of those guys finally put up big fantasy games.
I think so. Unless that Seattle game earlier in the year, I think they both did okay. I can't remember.
Yeah, the only Kupp's only cracked 23 times this year, and this was his second highest. He had 27.7 against Buffalo, so right at that peak of his season. But it didn't matter. Biggest disappointment, I guess maybe Todd Gurley or Jerry Jeudy, but again, Atlanta didn't have anything going. Maybe Kamara only 10. You would think
Yeah,
with Taysom Hill
think
they would have
that's
dumped
it.
off a lot more. I guess Kamara at 10.
Only one target in the passing game. Only one.
That's great. I mean, I know we figured, all right, throw it to Thomas all game, but I'm surprised you didn't. I'm surprised that would have been like my first thing. All right, just if all else fails, just
Well, when you have a QB that thinks run first, then you're just that's what happens.
It's like Tim Tebow all over again. Pretty.
By the way, the numbers I was going to look up, the reason why they're disgusting is because Cam is on pace for under 3,400 passing yards and just over 7 passing touchdowns.
Ooh, that's crazy.
A little touchdown regression there, if I've ever seen it.
Well, he does have 9 rushing touchdowns on the year. So.
Yeah, I guess so.
4 passing touchdowns to 7 interceptions.
Yeah. All right, so that wraps it up. We're going to go with the current standings here. 7 to 12 are in reverse potential points order, i.e. 12 base as number 1 pick or place. Depends how you want to say that word. Anyway, Bruce at 9-2, myself at 9-2, Joe at 8-3, Tom at 7-4, Phil at 7-4, Al at 6-5, Luch at 5-6, Nick at 5-6, Alex at 4-7, Kyle at 4-7, Anthony 2-9, Skylar at 0-11. Now the playoff odds. To the playoff odds. Bruce clinched. Myself clinched. Joey clinched. Thom 97, Phil 90, Al 90, Nick at 16. Good God. Luch at 7, and then the rest are eliminated. That being Alex, Kyle, Anthony, and Skylar. But we've known a couple of those for a while.
What has to happen pretty much for Alex to miss the playoffs at this point? Is it lose out and one of Lucho and Nick has to win out?
Yeah, most likely because
do you win tie? Like, is a tiebreaker head to head or it's points, right?
It's points.
So then
it also doesn't matter because I beat both those teams if it was head to head.
Okay.
So. Yeah, I just think pretty much lose out and win out is the scenario. I'm sure there's probably another weird one, but
no, it would be if I didn't score like any points, but with 2 weeks left, I'm up.
And I'm surprised that Phil's only at 90 with a 7-4 record.
Because
I guess
Phil, if he loses out, he currently has less points than Nick has on the season.
Okay, that makes
has
sense.
only a little bit over
really?
Lucho, so. Yeah.
Interesting.
So more likely, and based on the schedule, it's more likely that Phil would lose out than me.
Makes sense.
All right. So, like I said, just win, baby. Anyway, NFL power rankings in order. Bruce, myself, Al, over Dog. Wow, look at that. Thom, Phil, Luch, Nick, Kyle, Alex, Anthony, and Skylar. I'm not surprised, actually, when I see that. I think your team is better than Dog.
Well, I do have the third best all play record by with a record of 80-41, and Dogs is 72-49. I also have the third most points scored on the season.
Yeah,
so
I'm actually not shocked by that.
I've lost with 160 points twice and 150 points.
Yeah, didn't you say at the beginning of the year your 2 lowest records, your 2 wins were the
that was the weird one. But it's been a constant season of unlucky breaks.
Yeah. As so fantasy goes. Anyway, all right. So we go into the trade. Trade deadline is tomorrow at noon. Correct me if I'm wrong.
12:30.
Probably noon 30, as I said.
It's when that's the game time for the Lions game. So.
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, sorry, forgot about that.
So it's basically the start of the week.
So yeah, I'm actually a little surprised not more has happened. I don't know if there's. Do you guys have any rumors flying around? Nothing really.
Anthony offered the exact same trade that I've been turning down, Mike Williams and his third for the Skylar pick, which I'm not interested in trading that pick for Mike Williams.
I don't necessarily think you should either. All right. And I think I tried for Bob Woods. I didn't think I had enough to get him, and I didn't. And I asked Anthony about Juju, and after I left my mouth, I was like, that was dumb. I'm just going to not even pretend.
He's still
what would you give up? And then you won't get an answer, and then the price will change.
I'll even say it because it wouldn't have got it done, but I offered him Fulgham, Crowder, and both my seconds. I still don't even think that was enough.
No.
But anyway, so
not
one
for
trade.
22-year-old or 25.
No, and I was just me throwing shit at the wall.
Really. And I offered 20 fab for PJ Walker, to which that seemingly got around as apparently that's an insulting offer, even though there is no value for PJ Walker.
He's a starting quarterback right now, Bruce.
not anymore. Teddy Bridgewater is going to be back.
And looks like a good backup, and he's young, and blind bid dollars are worthless.
No. Hey, someone else offer more. That's all.
I don't want to. Anyway,
I don't want to. Why Anthony would rather keep him? Why?
Yeah,
because it's worth a shot.
All right, so we'll go to the one trade that happened so far. Maybe something happens in the meantime, but like you said, I haven't heard of any rumblings. I traded for Devontae Parker for 20 fab. Had to get my fab in there, and a pick this year, which was Al's, and then my second next year. I'll let you guys talk about this one. This is once again just
it's fine.
Yeah.
I almost like I think it's an even trade. It's not I dislike it for you, but I think we have the extra flex next year, but I think at some point, I think when you have too many, you can never have too many guys because you throw it like someone like Parker is not going to lose that value, I don't think. But maybe it's one of those where, especially maybe this year, maybe it's more worth it for you to keep the draft capital to then maybe make a trade and when the draft rolls around. That because I only say that because that's been my thought process with like the Skylar pick and stuff is it's probably going to be worth more in 6 months when we draft versus now. And because I don't necessarily think you need a guy like Devontae Parker. I get it. It's insurance for injuries, but I think you have enough guys to play now that maybe it's a trade you didn't have to make. Maybe it's you keep away from someone else trying to make a trade. There's a million reasons, but taking all that out of it, I think the trade's fine.
Okay. Al, if you got anything on that one.
No, that's fine.
No. Yeah, I mean, he told me somebody else was trying to get him. I don't know who it was. I assume it was Thom. I'm not sure. But
it was not. It was Anthony.
It was really interesting. Yeah. I didn't know that. My reasoning with that pick is right now my flex position is a little up in the air. Connor can't really be trusted in tough matchups. Fulgham, we don't really know what he is right now. And as long as Darnold's hurt, Crowder is really kind of So at least with Parker, he's their number one option there.
Crowder, I don't even think it's Darnold. I think it's just that now Mims is.
Yeah, I mean, Mims is definitely
clearly the number one.
Right. But Darnold loves to work with him, and Crowder is one of the better slot receivers, I think, in the league, just in general. He is another weapon there. Like I said, so right now that flex position was a big question mark for me, at least with Devontae Parker. He's not going to wow anybody, but he's just a guy I feel confident that I can say, okay, get in there, you're good. So like you said, another flex position for next year. And maybe if Fulgham looks like he did a couple weeks ago, which I don't think is going to happen, then, I go with Fulgham. Who knows? But anyway, notable waiver claims moving past that. Notable waiver claims. Queen my dishes, please. Anyway. So notable waiver claims. Thom picked up Andy Isabella for 71. I bid 50, and I'm a little mad about that. I'm not gonna lie. I really wanted Andy Isabella. Kyle picked up Carlos Hyde for 20. Yeah. Alex put 6. Looked pretty good, but I think Carson's pretty close to coming back.
I think he's supposed to be back this week.
Yeah, I know he's pretty close. Nick,
he remembered how to do this.
Nick. 20 bones on Mike Glennon.
I'm sure we didn't already give his team to Connor.
Sorry. Does that say Nick or Connor? I don't have my glasses on. I don't wear glasses. Anyway, that's actually a good move for him. I know Mike Glennon's kind of dog shit, but
he's going to start. Nick needs, a super flex over someone he may start is, I think Glennon's better than some guy Nick's probably going to start.
Right. Jalen Hurts, essentially. I picked up Jacob Hollister for 16. He's pretty much a pass catching guy and a good offense now that Greg Olsen.
But you're right, and you're pretty much you should definitely start him this week.
Yeah, I'm going to. Don't worry.
Sick.
Alex picked up Brandon Allen for $7. And then Dog picked up Colby Parkinson for $2.
I didn't even put in a bid on anybody this week. There was nobody.
Yeah, this wasn't a good waiver week. I want Isabella was somebody I actually really wanted. I'm surprised not as many people went on a 23-year-old wide receiver on a decent team.
I have $0.
Yeah, I'm pretty far down now myself. But Nick making a move here. I mean,
crazy.
I didn't see
the big news
that coming.
Yeah, that's all I take out of this.
I'm surprised more people didn't go after the quarterback, Bruce. I'm surprised you didn't put any money on Glennon or.
But it's because I'm past all my QB buys, and it's one of those things where I think if it comes down to it, I'll just play one quarterback instead of someone like Mike Glennon.
All right.
Like, I don't know. It's like weird because you could probably put like someone like Kyle Allen, who I had on my roster, in the same boat, but I still think Allen's more efficient than Mike. I don't know. I just don't like
Maybe.
Mike Glennon.
I got you.
Joe Flacco scored 21 and 14 points the last 2 weeks, and
True.
say this last week wasn't even a good game. So,
but at least Flacco used to be something, whereas Mike Glennon just has always sucked.
I don't know.
But
I think just it's a quarterback in a super flex league.
It's all, listen. It's also.
But you also put, and I'm just saying that because you're also the guy who scooped up Ben DiNucci as if he was the last cannoli.
Well, he was at the time.
I don't know. I also think I just didn't think about it, and then I think I saw earlier today Glennon was starting, but I just didn't
Well, that was today. That wasn't even like
I picked up Tyler Bray last week for $0 only because I thought about it, and also if Allen or Herbert gets hurt, I'm just accepting that it's probably just not meant to be.
I got you. All right. Okay, so week 12 preview and predictions. I almost screwed that up, but it's okay.
Shit.
We're past it. I caught it. Week 12 previews and predictions. We're gonna do it like we did last week. We'll try to keep it a little bit of rapid fire prediction and then a thought. So we'll start off first with our Not Stupid podcast game of the week. Bruce at 9-2 versus Thom at 7-4. I'm gonna go. Yeah,
I actually had my schedule mixed up. I thought I played Lucho this week and Tom next week, and it's actually flipped.
Gotcha. I mean, this is a big game for you to keep a lead above the teams up top, and big game for Thom too. Well, Thom's pretty much clinched.
Do I? Close. It's almost. Do I want the 1 seed or do I want the 2 seed?
I don't think you can decide right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't even. It would. I don't know. With stuff like that, I don't mess.
No, I mean it is what it is, but it's almost when you look at potential playoff matchups, nothing's easy.
I don't think you can determine who's going to be in what seed yet. That's the problem.
Yeah, because there could be shuffling in there too, especially towards. The
end. If I win out, I'm 1. That's what because I think
right.
I have enough points scored unless
yeah. I mean unless I go ballistic and you don't do much.
I also don't generally. My rule is I don't like to get cute with the playoff.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then you'll see that you lost on purpose and then now you ended up playing the better team.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not going to lose on purpose. But.
Just go and let nature do it, bro. Just fucking chill. Right. Anyway, so Bruce, I'll let you talk about your matchup first. What do you think? Give me a thought, and then
I'll say I like my matchups this week. My only concern is, of course, the Chargers going east and playing at 1:00. Does that affect anything? But so far, I feel like any obstacle you could have potentially thrown at Justin Herbert, he's sort of overcame. I think his only poor game was again. Oh my God. Now I'm blanking on who they played like 2 weeks ago when he sort of struggled. I'm forgetting who they were playing against.
I don't remember.
But I guess
the
that's
Dolphins.
I think so. Yeah, he struggled a little bit in that Miami game.
He only threw.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He only threw for 187 yards.
Yeah, that was it. But right. But so it's more the time thing. But on paper, it's a great matchup. It's a great matchup for Josh Allen. So I like both of that. I'm a little worried with Zeke, but I feel like I have to start him after a good game. I'm worried about Thielen, of course, if he's not available. That kind of shuffles things around because he's on the COVID list. I'm surprised Jefferson wasn't added. I feel like that's been the norm. When one guy goes on, the other.
Do they sleep in bunk beds together? Do we know that?
No, but they're at meetings. They're at.
I mean, if Gus Edwards is in a close contact to
no, you're right.
And
right. No, that's true.
So you're gonna go with yourself, Bruce. Here, you think?
It's tough, man, because the Packers play the Bears, right?
Yes.
Then maybe that affects Devontae Adams a little bit. He probably won't have a 40-point monster game. Or if he, I don't know. I mean, right. Yeah, exactly.
He's also limited in practice again.
Right.
I don't know what's
Dalvin, and again, that could affect Aaron Jones as well for me because they've done a nice job. They did a good job making Dalvin Cook ineffective last week, as ineffective for Dalvin Cook. So yeah, I don't know. I'll say myself because why the fuck not?
All right.
But Tom's team's coming along though. But I also Lamar Jackson against Pittsburgh and all that.
Yeah, that game got pushed back too. So all right, Al, what do you think there? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Bruce.
Yeah, I'm myself. I'm gonna go with Bruce as well.
All right.
I just like your team more, and Thom's team is good. I like Thom's team too.
I'm scored 160 the last time we played. I had to put up
Right.
200 just to
yeah.
pace and win.
So yeah, he's got those two big heavy hitters in Adams, and then you never know with Jackson. Jackson could do the same thing too. All right, so we'll go to the next one. Al at 6-5 versus Kyle at 4-7. Al, give me your prediction. Give me a thought here.
Oh, I'm sorry. By the way, no more bye weeks. So there is no more
no more
players
buys.
out.
There's
I
bye
feel
week
we had mentioned
next
that.
week, but
What?
not this week. Yeah,
I thought we were done
Carolina,
with them.
Carolina
Oh,
and Tampa
off.
are both on bye next week.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's tough. All right, but either way, this week no buys.
Yes.
All right, so Al, give me a prediction and a thought here.
First, me versus Kyle. I'm not going to say much. I'm picking
it's-
myself.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah. Kyle's just depleted his team even more, trading Devontae Parker. So Alex.
Yeah, aside from a Tim Patrick miracle here, I am also going to go with you, Al. I actually, in side note, a little random, I do really like what Kyle's doing with his team. I think he's really has done a good job lately, and he's got a really good core there. That Burrow injury is scary, and I don't know what's
Because he
going to happen
tore
next year.
everything in his knee.
Yeah, that's real tough, and that's what happens when you don't invest in the
Yeah.
offensive line. And you have Bobby Hart starting at right tackle. So we'll go unanimous decision there, as was the one before. So we'll go myself here versus Phil at 7-4. I'll pick myself here at first. I'm going to go with me. I think Phil's had some pretty good matchups. I mean, he's got decent players, and looks like his team's getting a little bit healthier again. But I just
Maybe
I
it's
don't.
healthier. I don't know about that. Brandon Ayuk has COVID, so
Oh, he does. Oh boy.
maybe
right, so
Debo Samuel comes back, but
you never know. But
It's not enough.
I like my matchups this week, and having Devontae Parker now at flex, I feel a little more confident in not having to ask 900 people on Twitter and Reddit what they think for my flex. So I'll let you a prediction and a thought. What do you think on this one?
I'm just going with you as well. I don't think Phil's team can keep up, although I do think Phil's team is better than he gives himself credit for.
Absolutely.
Especially when I told him, I was like, oh yeah, dude, if you end up as the 6th seed, then you'll probably play Joey. And he's like, well, there's no chance I could be Joey's team. Meanwhile, his team that was completely depleted last week scored 2 less points than Joey's team with 2 goose eggs. So like, it's the playoffs. Anything can happen. I think his team is better than he thinks.
Right.
And you, Bruce, prediction?
I mean, yeah, I think it's you. I just think it's too much. I honestly think the power ranking should be flipped. I think your team this year is better than mine in terms of just overall potential. Just with Murray and Metcalf, puts it above mine. And yeah, I think you win this week.
All right.
I think the only thing to monitor is Kyler Murray's shoulder, but it's pretty much listed as minor, and they're not that concerned. I don't think. Like I don't see any. Like I haven't seen an injury report or anything. Like
I don't think you have to worry about his shoulder now. I think it's more you have to worry about if he lands on it again, kind of like what happened with Sam Darnold.
Yeah, that seems
Right.
more like a contusion thing, and I don't know that for sure. But I mean, right now, and not saying that I'm gonna start him, but having a guy like Taysom Hill and having like a 4th starting quarterback actually, God forbid that happens. It's a break.
I may start him over Lamar Jackson at quarterback in the other league.
I have no interest in starting Taysom Hill. He played.
I don't want to unless
He played
it's an
Atlanta.
absolute- I don't want to unless
Atlanta-
I absolutely have to. Yeah.
And Atlanta wasn't.
Lamar Jackson sucks against Pittsburgh every time.
It's Taysom Hill. You're
I
talking about
agree
an
with
MVP versus Taysom Hill.
Agreed. Right there. Right there.
Oh.
So let's go next one. Dog versus Anthony. I'll jump in first. I'm just gonna say dog. Is McCaffrey back or
No.
Doesn't matter.
No.
He's
He's
out
ruled
again.
out.
Got Davis. So I still like him too. Anthony's team, it's just depleted right now. It's like you said, it's just essentially is Watson and Hawkinson and Juju going to have a good day? If not, whatever. Dog's team seems like it's kind of rebounding up. He was, I don't want to say slumping, but slumping a little bit before. So I'm going to go with Dog. Bruce, you agree with me there?
Yeah. I mean, he had, unless the Redskins absolutely suck tomorrow, and I know that's 2 of his
Your
starters.
football team.
Oh shit! I said
The
wow.
football team.
Yeah, the football team.
Good one. You're canceled.
I'll
I'm a head out. Slide. Al, I'm assuming you think the same thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Joey this one. Anthony's team just doesn't have a second running back. I don't know. Maybe Sony Michel's back, but it doesn't really matter.
Especially the way Harris has been playing too. I don't even really think it matters.
I think Michel's like 3rd on the depth chart at this point, even if he comes back.
Yeah. All right. So move past that one. All unanimous so far. Nice. All right. So Nick.
Rivalry.
All right. Big rivalry week. It's like Bama versus Auburn. Nick versus Alex.
I just would like to note right at the very beginning, Alex is very well aware that if he beats Nick, Nick is eliminated from playoff contention.
All right. So Al, I'm going to go to you here.
I guess technically not eliminated, but
who do you like here?
I'm actually going Alex Hochberg. I think his team has been playing. Hasn't. It's just at this point, I think Alex's team is better than Nick's. So I mean, maybe if Nick gets Eckler back, but I'm not expecting it.
Not this week, I don't think.
Yeah. So I don't think it will be a blowout by any means, but I do think Alex wins.
I'm going to say Alex as well. I just think, like, I know we're celebrating Nick actually making a move and getting Mike Glennon, but I don't think that's really adding much. Like, okay, even if Mike Glennon gets 20, that means Nick has to bench someone. I guess I'm assuming it'd be like Rashard Higgins he would bench out of a guy he played a week ago.
I mean, Rashard Higgins hasn't even been terrible for him.
No, but if you have to take somebody out of your starting lineup that you played the week before, it's
Higgins,
probably
this Hodge guy do well for Cleveland,
right?
Yeah.
But again, I mean, is Cooper Kupp going to get 27 again? Aaron Rodgers again against the Bears. Maybe does he crack 20? Kamara's probably better, but there's a million things.
I'm actually going to turn this on its head. I'm going to say Nick. I just like Nick's higher end players than I do Alex's higher end players. With the quarterback situation for Alex, it can be a little at times, but
I mean, but it's still two quarterbacks over. I guess. But.
True. Is Baker Mayfield really a quarterback? Anyway, I'm just going to say Nick. I just kind of like his higher end players better. I could totally see this going the other way, but like you said, by unanimous decision, we're going with Alex. So
and at least Alex has a tight end.
Yeah. Yep. Well, Tyler Eifert. Come on. All right. So lastly, we'll wrap it up as we always do with the Bins game of the week presented by the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line, Anthony Lascazzo Jr., the second, the third, the fifth. You got Lucho at 5-6 versus Skylar 0-1. And I kind of think Lucho's team, unfortunately, is surging right now at the wrong time. Yeah, wrong kid died. Anyway, I like Lucho's team here, and just for the reasons I said, he's got a lot of players who are getting hot. Bruce, what do you think? Same thing?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I know Skylar's trying to get at least one win this year, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Who does Skylar play next week? Do we know?
It's whoever he played in week 2.
I could take a look at it. Give me a second.
Yeah,
it's not me.
It's not you, Al.
Tom.
Ooh, I think this would be the week he'd have to do it if he was gonna do it. Oh, we can hear you, Lisa. You don't have to whisper. And out of nowhere, oh my God, that's Rocco Kane's music. He's dressed up gobble gobble, the festive man. Oh, look at him. Is he asleep? He looks asleep. He's absolutely asleep. Okay, so now it looks like it's just a podcast between me and Al here. So,
yes.
All right. So in this case, I think Al, you tend to agree with me.
I can't give Skylar the win after Lucho put up nearly 160 points last week.
No, he had a really good week, and Luch has such a solid team. I just feel like it's just been kind of. You said he has a really decent all-play record, but not like a.
No, he just has tons of potential points. He just kept setting the wrong lineup.
Right. Okay. All right. So then in this situation, these are our hypothetical situations. We were all in agreement except for one, which was my dissenting opinion. So the week, the post
and
week 12
favored
standings.
Nick, your dissenting opinion. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Well, me and him, great friends. Anyway, Bruce at 10-2. Myself at 10-2, Dog at 9-3, Al at 7-5, Thom at 7-5, Phil at 7-5, Luch at 6-6, Nick at 5-7, Alex at 5-7, Kyle at 4-8, Anthony 2-10, and Skylar 0-12. And I believe if those results hold, everything will be clinched, correct?
No,
not
Lucho
really?
Lucho could still make the playoffs.
Okay.
Because say Lucho wins the last week and he's 7-6, and then I'd say me and Tom are too far ahead in points, but as of right now, Phil is only up on Lucho by, where is Lucho's team? 33 points on the season. So if Luch scores some points and Phil doesn't, which is, I'd say, pretty likely, Luch can make the playoffs.
All right.
Wow.
Interesting here.
I would
All right,
not.
so
I would not want to play him because I think if he sneaks into the 6, I think he can beat.
yeah, he's gonna
Joey.
he's surging hard right now, man.
And I know. I know. I play Lucho next week, so I mean.
Now he has Jonathan Taylor, which looks good. So you would say obviously he doesn't have
Does
Derrick
he?
Henry, but yeah, he looked very good. He looked extremely good.
I don't know. I'm still not buying.
And
it.
he would have had a huge game, but a couple holding calls kept bringing back. He was like 5 or
Oh,
6.
you mean the 9 holding calls the Colts had?
Yeah. Jonathan
It
Taylor
was like comical at one point.
All right, so we'll move past that, and it looks like we have some fan mail. Al, if you'd like to pull it up.
Yeah, we do.
Because it was sent to that anonymous email that we're not sure whose email it is.
Sure. It says, "Hello, boys. First and foremost, love what you do. I'm Alex's #1 fan. I'd like your opinions on something. Is Home Alone a Christmas movie? Oh, I found myself in some heated debates over this in the past. My personal opinion, it is not. It is a movie that takes place during Christmas season. However, Christmas is not a pivotal point to the story. Kevin could have easily been left at home during Easter. Example, Marv would have stepped on glass eggs after he crept through the window instead of tree ornaments. Keep up the good work, fellas." So, I mean, I'll start off, and I'm going to disagree. I think Home Alone is absolutely a Christmas movie. I don't care if it just so happened to be portrayed during Christmas. I think that's a main theme of the movie and just brings the holiday cheer of Christmas time and makes the movie better. So
yeah, I'm gonna agree. I do think Home Alone is a Christmas movie. It has that feel, especially because it's set in New York too. Like I'm gonna
just like how Die Hard's also a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
What's the definition of a Christmas movie? Is it the story has to be fully Christmas, or does it literally only have to take place at Christmas? Like, what's your definition?
Is it a movie that you think of during Christmas time?
See, that's not my I don't know. That's not like a definition.
Yeah, I agree.
Like a Christmas movie to me is like, oh, okay, a Christmas story and stuff like that. Like a movie like that.
But Christmas is involved in the plot. It's not just like it's an arbitrary, like every now and then they're like, oh, look, it's Christmas. And then like they walk away from the calendar.
That's like saying a war movie isn't like a World War II movie because it was set in World War II.
Like Band of Brothers isn't about World War II because there's no mention of the Japanese theater, but I think it's a Christmas movie. Now, is Home Alone a war movie? Because there's violence. Do we know that for sure? Who said that?
I would say it's more of a crime thriller.
Yeah, docu-series maybe. Who sent that? Was that Bruce or
it is it doesn't have a signature on it, so I can't say for sure, but it looks like El Capone 8787 at gmail.com. I'll take a guess on that one. Or
is that Bruce's middle name? I know it's Bruce's last name.
It might be.
Well, thank you, Lisa. We do appreciate that. What does Lisa think? Does she think it's a Christmas movie?
Personal opinion, it's not. Did you not listen to me reading the fan mail?
I totally forgot, to be honest. Anyway, I think it is. So, me and Al agree. Bruce, do you think it is or no?
Not really, only because I can agree that it doesn't necessarily have to take place at Christmas, but like a movie like A Christmas Story where the whole plot goes away if it's not Christmas, because the whole point of going to see Santa and asking for the Red Ryder BB gun and stuff doesn't, like, if it's not Christmas, it's irrelevant.
All right.
That's like my.
Well, don't
thing
his
about
parents
what's a
go
Christmas
away
movie.
because of the holidays? Isn't that like a main?
I know they do because of it, but they could go on vacation at any point. It doesn't have to be Christmas, and you could have fucked up and left Kevin home.
That's like saying the Titanic isn't like a boat movie because they could have driven somewhere they wanted to go. Like
no, it was 1919. You had to take a boat.
Anyway, all right.
So
I think it is. We'll go. See, Rocco agrees. We'll go #1 fan of the week, and round of applause for El Capone at gmail.com.
8787.
8787. Cindy Crosby. Hey, awesome.
Oh, that's who it was. It was Sidney Crosby that sent.
Yep, big
Wow,
fan.
big fan.
Al Capone must be his middle name.
I'm a little upset that Lisa's not her biggest fan. Anyway, moving on. We get anything else? I didn't want to do crazy food question, but I'm gonna do just one. I'll just ask one, and it's just a yes or no question. With the holidays coming up, since it's Thanksgiving tomorrow, and this will be probably coming out after the fact,
Maybe on Thanksgiving. I don't know. It depends on Lucho's.
What is your most favorite Thanksgiving part? Like part of the meal? What do you think the most overrated part of the Thanksgiving meal is? And I'll give you guys a little chance to think about that. For me, I know a lot of people for some reason especially on the internet, like Thanksgiving food gets a lot of heat. Like people think it's really shitty, and I love it. I think it's really good.
That's insane.
I love the turkey. The turkey by far is my favorite, and I just love turkey as a meat.
I like it, but it's not my favorite at all.
And for most overrated, this might be a little controversial. Cranberry sauce. I don't get it.
I don't love cranberry sauce.
I just it's not really for me. It's not. So you know what? Bruce seems like he's doing something. I'm not entirely sure what's happening. So Al, what's your favorite? What do you think the most overrated?
All right.
Well, my favorite is 100%. Well, no, I can't say 100%. It's like a 1A, 1B thing, but 1A is the mashed potatoes, just because I love mashed potatoes, homemade mashed potatoes. And then the 1B would be stuffing. I love stuffing.
Oh yeah, good stuffing. Outside of the turkey stuffing, I think is.
I would say my least favorite. I don't know. I guess everyone has different things at their Thanksgiving dinner, but sweet potato yams, not a fan.
Yeah, I like sweet potatoes.
I don't like sweet potatoes at all.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan.
Rocco hates them. Well, now we've offended Rocco.
Great.
He's literally only had milk in his life, but apparently he's got opinions.
Well, he writes letters too. So.
Always my absolute favorite is I'll probably start a fight. I don't like bread stuffing only because I've eaten sausage stuffing my entire life.
Gotcha.
So
I like both.
I'm with you on that. Yeah.
I just don't like to me, because like it's always like homemade like Italian sausage stuffing, like stovetop stuffing. I just can't. I can't be bothered, I think is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as like overrated, like
wait. So you're telling me that if you had the option of bread stuffing and I don't know, cranberry sauce, you can't be bothered with the bread stuffing?
I might just pass and just like, if you're talking about whatever's on a table, if it's like stovetop.
And what if you're hungry and those are the only two options?
All right, you're really fucking around with this question.
Rocco really doesn't like me interrogating you like this.
Rocco has some strong Thanksgiving food.
I guess. I mean, and it's a hot take, but I'm only saying that turkey is overrated because sides are just so good. But I still like it. But it's like, if you're giving me a list of like what's overrated. Like, are we including desserts? Because I'm not like, I like pumpkin pie, but I'm not crazy about it. But if it's strictly dinner stuff, I like turkey. But if I have to pick something that I think is my least favorite, and it's like all the sides are here, and then like the turkey's like here to me. Also, I don't like when people count gravy as a side. It's technically more of a condiment than a side.
Yeah, I don't agree that it's a side.
Yeah, I don't eat gravy separately. I don't live in the South.
By the way, try frying a turkey. It's actually fantastic.
Oh, yeah. We did it, I think, 2 years ago. It's incredibly dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
But it's...
So wait, thaw it out or don't?
Just dunk it right in like Michael Jordan. Whatever happens.
Yeah, like down in the South, deep fried butter. You just do it the same way you do that.
Yeah, just set it and forget it, and just walk away, leave the house, and leave the kids inside.
Well, it only takes a couple minutes, just
so I don't get sued. Don't actually do that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
but yeah,
the podcast guy said. Anyway.
I think the gravy as a side, it gets me more annoyed when someone put out like
gravy.
Someone put out one of those like stupid, like one of those charts of like, oh, you have $20, pick a lineup, and like the fact that gravy costs money, like it's not a side.
I agree. It shouldn't. But anyway, the turkey Trump pardon fucked my wife. Anyway, moving on. Are we done? Is that all we have?
I've got nothing else.
I got nothing else. I mean, and we're gonna start.
Pretty concise.
I mean, the trade deadline's tomorrow, so next week that's like one segment that's shaved off of this podcast.
Yeah,
I mean, we might even. I mean, I think we're pretty close to an hour right now. I don't know if anybody has a timer up, but we're
right around an hour. I do not have.
Assuming we got unlimited time on this, right?
We did.
Yep.
It must have automatically given me the unlimited time from.
Yeah.
So let's just close this thing out.
Close it out as always with the thank yous. Yeah. Thank you to everybody who listened. And if you made it this far, we do appreciate you. Bruce, thank you for taking the time out of your day, having a child, as we clearly saw before, who had some opinions on some Thanksgiving foods. Thank you to your wife for actually writing in and taking care of Rocco while we do this. Al, thank you for doing the show sheet. As always, makes my life so much easier. Shout out to Luch, who couldn't be here because he's still on vacation. And he, for editing this, he does a great job. Big fan of that. Thank you, as always, to all you guys for giving me something to look forward to on a Wednesday night. Thank you to everybody, like I said, who listens and anybody who gives us feedback. More fan mail, right? We would love more fan mail. I know this year is a little different, but if you are spending Thanksgiving with your family, I hope you have a good time. Just in general, yeah, I'm working tomorrow too, so don't feel too bad if you're not. And I hope around Christmas time things get a little closer to normal, but who knows at this point. So hope happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hopefully this comes out on Thanksgiving so you guys have something to do. As always, happy hunting. Hope you win. If you didn't last week, I hope you get back on the right track. Have a good one, guys.
Thanks. I don't know how to stop the recording.